Hare Krishna, welcome everyone. And we're learning today how we should cook for Krishna. Who has done cooking for Krishna so far? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 4 of you. How about you, Arpit? No? Okay. You can come sit here. Yeah. Okay, so we should know why we should do that and what we are covering today. So, what is the importance food we should know, why we should eat, right? And then, why prasadam only? Why we should eat only prasadam? What's the intention and mood of cooking for Krishna? And what to cook? How to cook? Because Krishna doesn't like everything. He's picky. He's a baby, so he's picky as well, like our babies, right? And then how to offer bhoga, because when we offer it, it's not, Krishna has not eaten yet, it is bhoga. After eating, it becomes prasad. So bhoga means, in Sanskrit, bhoga means enjoyment. So Krishna will enjoy the food. That's why it is bhoga. Mataji, is it okay English for you? Okay. Okay. And then how to serve prasadam. So when he eats, then it becomes prasadam. Prasadam means mercy. He gives us mercy through that food. And then the questions. Okay. Does the agenda look okay for everybody? Okay. So what's the importance of food? It nourishes our body, mind, and intellect, right? Or intelligence. So how does it? Oh, it is showing there also. How would I? Oops. Roj. Oops.
No, okay, can see that. Or to double click on the next to it, next to it, next to that, next to the X, this one.
The small square.
Small square, this one.
Okay.
Click on that.
It's going big.
And that mine. That's
Oh, view.
small one.
Just one dash.
Okay. Still it is showing.
First one.
This one, no? Okay, good.
Drag it on.
Yeah. Okay, still visible.
Actually, there is one more mode you can disable to always show kind of.
I know. Okay.
No, I think the more you click on more, there's the pin button.
More. Hide names. Hide video.
Floating video controls.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. So it helps us in our nourishment of body, right? It gives nourishment to the body. It gives strength to the body. Without food, can you survive? No. Our body will become loose, like weak. Then nutrition. We need vitamins as well for the body. Vitamin and nutritions, what is coming from food. Like somebody just drinks water and cannot survive, right? The food has all the vitamins and nutrients. And also it gives energy, right? When we are hungry, we feel like dull, right? We don't want to do anything. But when we start eating, then we feel energetic, right? Now I have energy to do things. And also it helps us grow, right? But until certain age of life, right? It helps us our growth. After that, we should reduce the food because we don't need the growth anymore. And then the satisfaction. So it satisfies us, satisfies our hunger, satisfies, completely. Then the next thing is, it is also for the mind. We need it. Why? We have a sense of taste, and the taste we get from the food, right? So then our sense of taste is satisfied as well as the mind is satisfied, right? So it satisfies our mind in terms of taste. And also it gives a complete satisfaction to the mind. Your mind focuses or works properly, functions properly when you are full. If you are hungry, your mind doesn't work. For me, or at least it doesn't work if I am hungry. So, and also it gives you relief from hunger. The hunger is a emotion we get within our mind, and that's coming from the body when it is lack of food. And then when you eat, then you get relief from hunger. And also it gives us memory. The nutrients and vitamins, it sharpens our memory, right? Because it is helping in our development of mind. Also, it helps in our emotions, right? Like when some people become, like kids become cranky when they are hungry. Why? Because the emotion is coming from that hunger. And also, and when they are full, they become happy, right? The concentration, we can focus on something when we are full, full with food. Then how it helps our intelligence, because it helps nourishing our brain as well. Intelligence is coming from brain, so it gives a sharp intelligence, and depends on what kind of food you are eating. So these have degrees again, the taste or satisfaction or sharpness. So what kind of food you eat, accordingly you get the sharpness of intelligence or the better memory, right? And also the thinking power, it helps. And cognitive function, like suppose somebody is drinking wine, then their cognitive function becomes less because they cannot think much. So it's very important how it focuses, how it affects our mind and intelligence, not just the body. Also decision making, the same thing. As per the food, how our brain is getting nourishment, the decision happens accordingly. Also, it helps in concentration for the intelligence as well, and satisfying the intelligence or intellect. Okay. You just note down your questions and reflections. We'll discuss at the end so that we don't lose the flow of it. Okay? Then why prasadam or spiritual food? So prasadam is spiritual food. The food we just cook and eat is material food, because it's all made up of material ingredients, right? Any fruits, vegetables, milk, grains, everything are all material elements. There is no spiritual thing involved in it, right? So that's why it is all material food. So we want to try to eat prasadam to make it spiritual. And why? Krishna says that in Bhagavad Gita, why we should eat only prasadam. He says in the 3rd chapter, Yajna shista sina santo muchyante sarvakil visai bhunjate tu agham papa ye pachanti atma karanat. What does that mean? The devotees of the Lord are released from all kinds of sins because they eat food which is offered first for sacrifice. Others who prepare food for personal sense enjoyment verily eat only sin. And we'll discuss why it is only sin. So he's saying that whatever you are offering, then that becomes a sacrifice. Any offering is a sacrifice. It's not that when you put ingredients in the fire, it is a sacrifice or yajna. Any kind of offering, any kind of things we are giving up, giving to others, that is a sacrifice. Like if you are donating somebody or charity, that is also a sacrifice. That's a yajna. That's called drabya yajna. So in the same way, when offering food, this is also drabya yajna, because we are offering food to the Lord. And why he's saying that those who prepare for food, bhunjate tu agham papa. Bhunjate means eating. Te tu agham papa. Who is eating for themselves, then it becomes a papa or sin. And why it is that? Ye pachanti atmakarana. They cook only for themselves. Atmakarana for themselves. And why it is a sin? Because we are getting all the ingredients from the nature, right? We're getting everything from the nature. And how the ingredients are also being harvested, the grains or fruits or vegetables, because of the sunlight, moonlight, air, soil, everything from nature, right? So if we don't give it back to the nature, we don't offer it back, means we are stealing from the nature. That's why it is a sin, right? Like we are paying electricity bill, we're paying water bill, we're paying taxes, right? We're paying everything. And when there was pandemic, you remember the oxygen was so high price, the oxygen tanks, because there was no oxygen within the people. So you can imagine if we are paying for each and everything, and when we are getting the fruits, grains, and vegetables and not offering, not paying it back for them, then definitely we are stealing it. If we are not paying for 2-3 months, we are in default, right? We have to pay, otherwise, we have to pay the penalty for those bills. But if we are getting from nature and not paying it back, we are not getting a penalty. Right now, we are not understanding it, but we have to pay that penalty as the papa, right? As the sin. So that's why it is very much important for us to offer back whatever we are getting from the Lord, right? Everything is coming from the Lord. He's the origin of everything. He has created the sunlight, moonlight, air, water, fire, everything, soil. So when we offer to Him, everybody else gets, right? And how it is that, like, if I'm going to offer, oh, sun god is giving me the vegetables because the plants are growing nicely, I have to offer him. I have to offer the moon god, I have to offer the water god, I have to offer the Vayu Dev, right, for air. Rather than that, if we offer to Krishna, that's what again he's saying in Bhagavad Gita, then everybody else are satisfied, right? Because they are all under him, right? Like suppose you are going to pay the taxes, rather than you pay to individual department, right? To the police department, to the finance department, to the accounting department, to all the departments of the country, how much you are going to go. But if you just pay the tax, federal tax, that's it, right? Everybody else are automatically getting it. So in the same way, when you offer it to Krishna, all the demigods are getting it automatically because he is the supreme. So that's why we have to offer. That's what Krishna is saying. And then also he's saying in 2.65 Bhagavad Gita, Prasade sarva dukkhanam hani rasopajayate prasanna cheto soi asu buddhi parya batishtate. That means prasada means mercy. We know that, right? So when we get the mercy, we get satisfied. So how we are getting the mercy and what is the effect of mercy is the threefold miseries of material existence is not existing anymore. It's no longer, it will be there. The sarva dukkhanam hani rasopajayat, right? All the dukkha are destroyed by the prasad. And prasanna cheta soyasu, you will be so satisfied that you will be very happy. Prasanna means happy. Buddhi paryabatishtat, and your intelligence will soon be established. Your intelligence will be purified. Because what intelligence we have, we think it's not purified, it's contaminated, right? Material intelligence. But how can it be purified and become spiritual intelligence is by this prasad, by the mercy of the Lord. And what we are getting in terms of food. Because food is the one which is nourishing throughout our body, right? It's becoming blood, it's giving all the nutrients. So it is going throughout our body. It is nourishing our body. So that's the very important thing what we are going to eat. It is said that what you eat, you are like that, right? It always is. Whatever you are eating, you become that because the food is completely affecting our body, mind and senses. So that's why it's very, very important for us to understand what kind of food I'm going to eat. So, and then how, because in the first slide, you got that we got the body, mind, and intelligence, everything what the food is helping. But how it's not helping the soul. If we are doing, like we are not offering, it's really helping your body, mind, and intelligence, but not helping the soul, what we are, right? We are the soul, we are not this body. We're not here to take care of just the body and, go further death and then get a next body again, take care of that body, it goes on. But we should understand we are the spirit soul, right? Aham Brahmasmi, I'm the spirit. So only the spiritual food can help nourish the soul, which is purifying us, right? So the soul gets the mercy, soul gets the purification. Soul is always pure, but it's becoming contaminated being within the material body. So that's why we need the purification of our existence. And also we can self-realize. We can realize ourselves, right? Because we have the higher intelligence than the animals. Animals also eat, right? Animals also eat. And we also eat. So what's the difference? The difference is animals also sleep, we also sleep. Whether we are sleeping in a nice bed in a luxury home or a dog like in India sleeping on a street, the effect of sleep or the enjoyment of sleep is the same for both, right? The body is getting rest, the enjoyment is happening. And also, they also eat, we also eat. The enjoyment of eating is the same, right? If somebody is eating an animal or a stool, like the hogs eat stool, the eating taste is different, but the enjoyment is the same. So in the same way, sleeping. And then it says, ahara, nidra, bhaya, maithunacha. Defending, right? Everybody, we need a security, we defend ourselves. In the same way, animals defend with their intrinsic things, right? And also reproduction. Getting babies, getting kids, right? The same thing. So all these four things are same for animals and human beings. Animals, birds, beasts, everything, right? Aquatic, same. What's the difference for us? We have the higher intelligence to understand our dharma, understand who am I. That is missing in animals. They don't have that. They have all the methods for eating, sleeping, mating, defending, but not going beyond that. Why I am in this material body? Why am I in an animal body? They cannot think of that, right? But for us, we are questioning that. Who am I? Why I am in this body? What I am doing for 100 years and where am I going next? Where I came from? These kind of questions only come to human beings, not to animals, right? So that's why the self-realization process is only present in human beings. And for self-realization, we need a pure intelligence, right? We need a higher intelligence. So that higher intelligence is possible only when we eat spiritual food because it's nourishing us. And enlightenment, of course, when we get self-realization, we get enlightened. And also we get freedom from the cycle of birth and death, right? As we are not doing any papas in the first sloka we read, right? We are not eating any sin. We are nullifying our karma. Neither we are doing any, punyam nor papam. It's nullifying because we are offering it to Krishna. It is becoming spiritual. And then happiness. Automatically, when you are offering, then you get happy. And then love of Godhead. Finally, we get to that stage. So only the spiritual food can nourish the soul. Material food can nourish definitely the body, mind, and intelligence. Okay? And what should be the intention and mood of offering? Right? So first of all, we should have faith that this is what Krishna is saying in Bhagavad Gita. I'm just following it. Right? And also we should have devotion. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that Patram pushpam phalam toyam yome bhaktya prayachati tadaham bhakti upahritam asnami prayatatmana. If somebody is offering me with love and devotion, a leaf, a flower, a fruit, or water, I'll accept it. He's not saying big things. Give me rasgulla, give me sandesh, give me cake, right? He's saying the very simple thing here. A flower, a fruit, a water, or a leaf, right? So you can just offer a tulsi leaf. Also, Krishna would accept. You just offer an apple or orange, Krishna would accept, right? You just offer a flower, Krishna. But how he would accept? By love and devotion, not just doing it as a ritual, right? When we understand he is a person and I have a relationship with him, right? Like how when somebody comes to our home as a guest, then we prepare very nicely, right? Because we have that love and devotion towards them and we want to please them. In the same way, when we understand Krishna as the supreme person, as one of us, then automatically we would have that love and devotion and we'll offer it. Not as a ritual. No, my grandma used to do this every morning, offering fruits and milk. My mom used to do it. I'll do it. My kids will do it. No, right? But we should know. So why I'm putting, definitely this is a cooking workshop, but why I put all this background is we should understand why we should offer. Otherwise it becomes a ritual, right? Any devotional service you do, if it is not understanding with the knowledge, then it becomes a ritual. But if we understand it with the knowledge, then it becomes, you get the love for that, right? You like to do that. You get fun out of it. Not that just doing it forcibly as a ritual. So that's why we need to understand why I should offer. And also, we should, how Krishna is saying again in Bhagavad Gita that manmana bhava madbhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru. Manmana bhava madbhakto madhyaji mam evaishyasi ittevam atmanam mat parayanam. That means he's saying engage your mind, manmana, your mind, always thinking of me, right? You think of me. Manmana bhava madbhakto, become my devotee. Okay, madhyaji, worship me and offer obeisances to me. Mam namaskuru. And by that what happens? Mam evaishyasi yuktaibam atmanam mat parayanam. Being completely absorbed in me, yuktaibam, you are being absorbed in me, you will come to me. So he is saying that. So, and worshipping him means offering food is one of the part of the worship, right? Deity worship involves a lot of things. Bathing him, decorating him, offering arti. So offering bhog is one of the deity worship. So you can see here how, a devotee is offering, how the first picture is about faith, about the Brahman Patnis in Vrindavan. They offered the food to Krishna. So the story is like this. Their husbands, they were Brahmins and they're doing the yajna. They're doing a big fire sacrifice. And that time, so they're chanting all the mantras for Krishna and offering in the sacrifice. And that time, Krishna, all the cowherd boyfriends of Krishna, the gopas, they became hungry. They said, "We want food." Then Krishna says, "Okay, go to the brahmanas. They are doing the sacrifice for me. You can ask them the food what they are using in the sacrifice and bring it." Krishna. So they went and they denied it. Can you imagine? They said that no, we cannot offer food to Krishna and Balram. We are just doing this puja, we cannot do that. But they are doing for them. They didn't understand that. But that was her. Then Krishna, they come back and Krishna tells, go and ask their wives. And they go and then ask their wives, and they said, yes, let us take all the food. So whatever they had cooked for the fire sacrifice puja, they took it for Krishna and Balram. And it was complete, right? So ritualistic people, they do the puja and they don't think about anything else. They don't know why they're doing the puja also, right? So that's why the faith is important, that yes, Krishna is everything and I'm offering it to him. So even though I'm not doing the puja, it's fine. And their husbands were angry at that point of time, right? But when they were purified, they were blessed by Krishna, they could realize their mistake. So in the same way, we have devotion, right? People have devotion to offer it to Krishna. And the pure love, you can think of the stage of Yashoda Mai and, or Sudama or his friends, the Gopas, when they used to have lunch, everybody will bring different things from their homes. And Krishna would be in the middle, as you see in the picture. And then what happens there? Krishna would have just curd rice in his hand. Everybody would have very different varieties, sandesh, samosa, kachori, rasgulla, peda, everything. And they'll offer to him. And Krishna will take bite. They would be eating and giving, oh, this is tasty, can you eat? Like how Shabri did for Lord Ram. That's the pure devotion. We are not in that stage yet. So we should follow certain rules and regulations. If I try that, oh, I'll eat and offer it to Krishna, because I'm not in that stage, like what Shabri did, right? Shabri was a pure bhakta. So she could do that, right? But for us, it is not possible. So that should be the intention and mood, love and devotion. Okay. Then what to cook, right? We have so many varieties of food, like thousands and unlimited varieties of food all over the world, right? So what to cook, we should know. And that also Krishna is teaching in the Bhagavad Gita. As all of you know, Bhagavad Gita is the instruction manual for our life, right? How we get a manual with everything, with table, with chair, with a refrigerator, with a microwave. So in the same way, Bhagavad Gita is the instruction manual for our life. So if we study that, everything we'll get, all the knowledge how we can lead our life. So in Bhagavad Gita 17th chapter, Krishna talks about all the three different modes, Sattva Guna, Raja Guna and Tamaguna. Mode of goodness, mode of passion, and mode of ignorance. So there he says, what is mode of goodness food? Right? Which are juicy, fatty, wholesome, and pleasing to the heart. So juicy like fruits, right? Or certain vegetables. And then fatty like the milk products, all the dairy products. Then wholesome means grains, right? And pleasing to the heart, which is satisfying our heart. You are not getting any different effect of it. And what's the effects? It promotes longevity. It promotes purity. It gives you purity, strength, health. It will be a healthy life, happiness and satisfaction. This is what the Sattva Guna food or Sattvic food, right? That's the mode of goodness food. The picture I have put is all mode of goodness food. Okay. So that you can remember better. So this is like fatty, juicy, then and wholesome. Okay. Then the mode of passion food. Mode of passion is the qualities is bitter or very sour. It's like very bitter, very sour, like not and too much. And also very salty, very hot, like very much hot. You will be like burning your tongue. And then pungent means the smell doesn't come good, right? And dry as well as burning. That is the mode of passion. And what are the effects? It causes pain, it causes grief, and it causes disease, because those are not in the mode of goodness. And what are the four, like in terms of vegetarian, I put here, like from vegetarian, we're going to the prasaditarian, right? Eating prasadam only. So that is onion, garlic, red lentil, mushroom. These are avoided, other than the non-veg, of course. So these are the mode of passion. Then mode of ignorance food is qualities are overcooked, stale, putrid, polluted, and impure. How it is not pure, like an animal. You are eating a dead animal, right? So it is completely impure. right? Can you think of eating a dead animal, a dead body, right? Even though we don't see that dead body, but it's the meat is coming from the dead body. So you can imagine how impure it is and how stale it is, right? The frozen meat you can think of, or frozen fish, it's completely gone. Nothing is there. And it's polluted, of course. Then the effects, it's dear to those in the mode of ignorance. And it's all the animal products you can think of, right? The bones, the flesh, the meat, everything. And except dairy, because dairy is coming from cows, it's pure, it's amrit, right? Milk and yogurt are one of the amrits, panchamrit hai na? Usme 2 are milk and yogurt. And ghee, 3 of them actually. And then honey and sugar. So those are amrit, but not the dairy products, but the other ones. Okay. So you understand now what to cook. The mode of goodness will please Krishna, right? Not the other one. Because he said patram puspam phalam to him, right? Fruit, flower, leaf, and water. So fruit and leaf goes in fruits and vegetables, right? And grains also, he says, annat bhavati bhuntani, parjanyat anna sambhava. Like anna or grain gives the people, the living entities, sustenance, right? And how the anna is coming? Anna is coming from the sacrifice. Parjanyat anna sambhava. Means it's coming when we offer sacrifice nicely, then nice rain happens and nice grain happens, right? It's coming from rain. And rain is coming from sacrifice. And what is sacrifice? Sacrifice is performance of your duties properly. That's what is sacrifice. If we are doing our prescribed duty properly, then that's the sacrifice. From sacrifice, rain is happening. From rain, grain is happening. And from grain, we are getting it, the sustenance. Okay. So that's why rain is so important for when we had drought 2-3 years back. How much it was difficult in California, right? There were no rains for 3-4 years. Now it is much better. So that's how rain happens only by performance of our duties properly, prescribed duties properly. Okay, so everybody understood what to cook, then how to cook. So this is what should be the workshop only, but I gave so much of background so that we understand why we are doing this. So first one is purify ourselves. When we are cooking nicely for Krishna, like we clean ourselves, you should take bath, you should wear clean clothes, you should chant the Mahamantra that it purifies our mind. We are getting the concentration to focus on cooking. Like when you are cooking for somebody, suppose for your child or for your guest, you think about them, right? What they like. It's in the mind. And then you cook. In the same way, or you prepare the menu. In the same way, when we are thinking about Krishna, then if we remember him by the holy name, then we will purify our mind and will remember, oh, Krishna likes this, and I should make in the proper way, right? And then last thing is pray to Radharani, because Radharani is the eternal cook for Krishna, right? She cooks every day and she has never repeated a dish eternally. So if she can do that, we should at least get her mercy to cook properly. Of course, we don't have unlimited dish, but we should at least pray to Radharani, even though you are cooking at home or at temple. Temple definitely is a necessity because you're cooking for a big crowd, right? So without Radharani's mercy, we cannot cook for Krishna. Like even Yashodamai used to call Radharani, invite Radharani to cook for Krishna, right? So she is the eternal cook for him. So we should pray to her. Then thorough cleaning. We should clean our stove, we should clean our counter, we should clean the utensils. Even the utensils are washed, we should rinse it again. It might be some dust, we don't know, right? And then wash all the ingredients like the veggies, fruits, grains, everything, wash nicely. And wash your hands. Always we do something, we are touching something, the phone, just wash your hand and do it because it might be contaminated. So we have to, it's just cleanliness, right? How when we take the cooking training, because our temple is a commercial kitchen, right? So all the cooks in the temple has to go for the cooking certification, commercial kitchen cook certification. Every 2 years we have to do that. That's for our license for all the cooks. So then we have to take that training 1 or 2 hours. In that it says about so much importance about washing hands, and it is already there in the Vedic culture, washing hands, not that you eat and you cook in the same hand because it's contamination. So I would recommend, if you have not taken that training, I can send the link. You should take it. Even though some temples Don't do that, because we follow, we have inspections every few months from there. They give like surprise inspections. So all the cooks who are in the kitchen should be licensed, other than check, right, the certificates. So, and it's very important for us to learn that how the cross contamination should not happen. So how to cook, wash the dishes also, proper things, like in one sink you have to wash, like it's in the commercial kitchen I'm saying, one, like you have to scrub, one sink you have to wash, and one place you have to dry, like that. At home we do like separate sink for washing and keeping separately, not that in the same sink we put it. Okay, then next thing is avoid onion garlic, because Krishna says this is more a passion food in the Bhagavad Gita, so we have to avoid that Krishna cannot accept it. Traditionally, these ingredients are not offered to Lord Krishna. So when we are buying certain powders, right, the masala powder, right, we have to check the ingredient, because most of the masala powders have onion garlic also, right, onion powder, garlic powder, or some like tomato ketchup, that is also onion. So we should check, even though you are using them as an ingredient for cooking, so we should check the ingredient so that we know that those things are not there. And exclusive with utensils, we should have utensils proper, like for some people every day they don't offer, right, they offer only in the festivals, and the other days they don't offer. So if you are only offering on the festivals, you should have separate utensils. So this is for them, but those who are offering every day, for us there is no separate, every utensil is for Krishna. One time I had some program, I think, and I was washing the whole sink load of dishes, and I was on the video call with my mom, because I do my calls at that time only while cleaning, because that's the only time I have to talk. So she saw in the video so much of dishes you were washing for 45 minutes. And I said, don't worry, I'm not washing it for myself. It is Krishna's dishes. Then she was completely satisfied with the answer, that it's not a burden for me. So when you do it for Krishna, it doesn't become a burden, right? It becomes a devotional service. So remember that. So we should have the cooking vessels properly, and offering plates, very important. So we should not offer in the same plate we are eating with, because it's our plate, right? Like we have some special plates for special guests also at home, right? But we eat daily with the plates, we don't offer in that. So in the same way for Krishna, we should have a completely separate plate and cups and spoons and glasses, everything, so that we can offer to him in a nice clean plate, not that in which one we are eating means it is contaminated by ours. No tasting during cooking. Resist the temptation to taste. Normally it is a habit, right? Whether salt it is enough, or masala is enough, or chili is enough or not, we tend to taste. So better not to taste. If just have faith on Krishna that, or Radharani, that it will be all right. So when it is offered, it becomes all right. So don't worry about tasting, right? So never taste it. So because we are showing our faith, strong faith in him, and he makes it proper. Even though there is something wrong, Krishna will add his mercy that it becomes perfect. Have you ever seen somebody complains about prasadam? मंदिर में जब जाते हैं कभी भी नहीं ना, like you think prasadam is yummy, and why it is yummy? Because Krishna's mercy is there, Krishna's glance is there. So that's why it becomes yummy. Even though in what way you cook, if somebody is a horrible cook, still if you make it prasadam, it will be nice, right? So you have to see that, think of Krishna, then he should be the first to relish the offering. So we should not think about ourselves. Oh, why are we thinking of that? It would be tasty, that, oh, people will praise me, whether it's tasty or not, right? So don't think that. Think that whatever I'm offering, Krishna, please accept it. I have mistakes, I have, faults, but please forgive me for that. Then it would be fine. So when you are cooking also, if we do prajalpa, we talk to somebody all mundane things, then our consciousness would be different, right? When we are doing things, consciousness should be also in that. When you are working in the work, your consciousness or focus is on the work, right? On the work you are doing. In the same way, when we're cooking for Krishna, our focus should be on Krishna. So what we should do, you should listen to bhajans or lectures or chant or sing, and all the gopis, when they are cooking, Yashodamai was cooking or churning butter, what she was doing? She was singing Krishna, about Krishna, right? She was singing nice songs about Krishna. So we should do that, so that our mind is focused in Krishna. And enjoy the cooking and have fun. Don't ever think that it's a burden. Can you imagine? We are getting the chance to offer to the Supreme Lord, the Supreme Person of the whole creation. So how fortunate we are to get that chance. So we should be happy about it rather than thinking it as a burden, right? So we should enjoy cooking. So that's why when we think of ourselves cooking, it becomes a burden. Oh, I have to cook for myself, right? Or I have to cook for kids. But if you think that I'm cooking for the Supreme Lord, that's the main focus, right? Nobody gets chance in the world. Only very few people gets that chance. And if you are getting it, you should really enjoy it and have fun of it, right? Okay. How to cook, then how to offer bhoga. So there is a procedure for everything, right? Always there is a procedure for each and everything. So how to offer bhoga? You should have a plate as we discussed. It should be nicely presented as I have shown in the picture, and there should be a tulsi leaf. Krishna says, it is said in the Vedas, without a tulsi leaf, Krishna does not accept the food because tulsi is the dearest of him. So we should put a tulsi leaf on each of the preparation, and we should cover that place where Krishna is eating, right? So that he can nicely enjoy it. And we should offer it in front of the deities. And we should pray, because without prayers, how would he accept it? When you give to food to somebody there, serve somebody at home, you talk to them, right? You tell them, okay, these are the things I cooked because I thought you like all these, and you talk to them. So in the same way, pray to Krishna. Our talking to Krishna is by our prayers, right? So pray to Krishna to accept that offering. And how we should pray to Krishna is through the Guru Parampara. We cannot approach directly to Krishna. We have to approach through his representative, and that is through the Guru, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and Krishna. So that's why the prayers are mentioned here. I'll be sharing these slides with everybody so that you have this document with you. And you offer this. So the first Prabhupada Pranam Mantra, Namo Padaya Krishna Prestha Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirbhishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desakarine. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Pranam Mantra, Namo Mahabadanya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratvisya Namaha. And finally Lord Krishna Pranam Mantra, Namo Brahmanya Devaya Go Brahmana Hitaya Cha Jagadhitaya Krishnaya Govindaya Namo Namo. And then Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So all these things you should do 3 times, and then you have a guru of Srila Prabhupada disciples or his disciple, then you should chant their Pranam Mantra first, then Prabhupada Pranam Mantra, then Mahaprabhu Pranam Mantra, then Krishna. So we are doing in a disciplic succession, in a guru, in a channel, proper channel, it's being offered, right? Like how if you want to offer something to the president, can you go directly and offer to the president? No, right? You have to take an appointment through the president's secretary, personal secretary, right? Or some other secretaries, and then you go through the guru, right? In the same way, here also the same way, guru is the representative of Krishna, his secretary. So we should go through the guru. And then finally, how much time we should keep? Normally people ask, how much time I should keep the plate? Because I don't know when Krishna is eating and not eating, right? So we should, because we're thinking him as a person like us, he's the supreme person, same time, 15 minutes around, So you keep the plate. When you pray to him, please accept this offering, and then keep it for 15 minutes. And then after that, how he's eating? He's not eating by the mouth. We're not seeing the plate is still full, right? And how would we believe that Krishna is eating? Is from his eyes. Krishna has transcendental body, right? It is not material body like us. Our eyes can only see, not hear. But he can eat also through his eyes, by his glance. He can impregnate the whole material nature through his eyes, right? So in the same way, he can eat through his eye. By looking at it, like sometimes when you are hungry, if somebody offers you something, you don't want to eat, what do you see? Just see it and you get satisfied, right? That, yes, I cannot eat, but I'm seeing it, right? And that person is also happy, at least you are glancing over it, because you are full, you don't want to. So in the same way, Krishna is complete. His punnam, right? Om punnamada punna indam punnat punnamudachyate punnasya punnamadaya punnameva vashishyate. Means he is complete. Even though you take something out of him, still he is complete. All his unlimited expansions, incarnations happen, still he is complete, right? If you add something to him, you give him, offer him something to him, still he is complete. He doesn't need our offering. He only needs our love, right? How a small child at our home or your children, when everything belongs to you, right? Nothing belongs to them. But when they make something or they get a flower or fruit from the garden and offer to you on your birthday, how happy you become, right? Or make a card for you, even though it is your ingredients, right? Everything belongs to you, but the child is making out of love and giving to you, right? On the Father's Day or Mother's Day, we become happy. It's not that from their money they are doing anything. It is your resources, but they are utilizing it with their love. In the same way, when you utilize the Krishna's resources with love and devotion and offer it back to him, that pleases him, not just without love, right? So that is why we should, he accepted it and he is giving us back so that we can eat it. There is a very nice story about it. There was a one devotee who used to offer to his Radha Krishna every day, and Krishna, he was offering and taking it out, and the whole family was eating. One day he was absent, he had to go out to the city for something. He told his son to offer it. So his wife made the whole plate, and he told his son, you go and offer. He went there and he sat there. Krishna, you have to eat. Krishna is not eating. The full plate is there. After 15 minutes, Papa used to get the plate. Now he's not. He didn't know that Krishna was not eating. He was getting the full plate. He was thinking maybe Krishna was eating. Krishna is not. The plate is as it is. Nothing is changed. He said, no, we have to. He started crying. He started crying and crying so much that Krishna started eating. And then he came out with the empty plate to his mom. And when he came out with the empty, mom said, where is the food? What would we eat? He said, no, Krishna ate everything. She was like surprised. She thought maybe he ate it, and he's saying Krishna. Then his father comes and he said, can you say that, Krishna? Yeah, Krishna ate it in front of me. The plate was empty. And then his father wanted to try it out, whether really he's saying the truth or not. So he hid in the background and he again tells his son to offer it, and Krishna is eating. And then, he could realize the pure devotion what the child had. Krishna reciprocated it. It has many, many stories like that are there. It has happened in the recent history also. So recent days also it happens in some pure devotee's place. So Krishna he's eating in terms of his glance, and we should accept it as prasadam. And you can see when you start eating prasadam, how your life gets changed, right? It really gets changed when you start eating prasadam. It happened with me for sure. So then after he eats the food, then ring the bell and thank him for accepting the food and ask for any forgiveness, any faults it was in that preparation or in the food itself, in the bhoga itself. And then remove the plate and clean the food, clean the place, and as well as clean the plate. Okay, so this is the prayers in gratitude. We have to show him gratitude, that thankful that he is eating. Then how to serve prasadam. So, of course, it becomes prasadam after bhoga. So, we should know how to serve as well, right? Not ending there. So, we should transfer all the bowls. Always make it full. Whenever you're offering in a bowl, make it full. Normally, it's a tendency in India, they just make it 2-3 things, very tiny things. I don't know why it is. But it should be full. It should look nice. When it is little bit, how does it look, right? Empty. So, then you bring that back and mix it with your containers where you have cooked or where you have kept to serve the serving dishes, and then cleanse the offering plate and before serving the prasadam. But if it is time is short, you can rinse it at least, not keeping the juta like that and leave it. Later clean it and serve with humility in pleasant manner. So we should know how we should serve, not like arrogance, man. Oh, I'm serving, I'm proud of that, I'm offering prasadam to so many people. So the the arrogance and pride comes into picture. No, you should serve with humility. I'm the servant of everybody, So, and what Prabhupada says, that if one practices eating prasad over, even if there is some little sinful activity involved, one becomes free from the results of sinful acts. So, even though there is some sinful is there, like people say, right? How can you eat a spinach or a plant and not an animal? Normally the animal, like non-veg eating people argue with that, right? You can eat leaves and why not an animal? But you can see the consciousness of the animal. And can you put an animal inside a refrigerator for a few hours even? No. But you can keep the spinach for 1 week also, right? Because the consciousness is not developed in the plants and they are in mode of goodness. Because plants are in mode of goodness, we are getting that in us. But animals are in mode of passion and ignorance, right? So when you are eating mode of passion and ignorance food, you get that. Because whatever you get, you become that, right? So that is why, even though we are plucking a plant to cook it for Krishna, because we are eating ourselves, we are getting sin. Because we are killing a plant. But if we are offering to Krishna, what Krishna is advising us, then we are not getting any sin. So any sin involved will go away right there. And also, we should have a prasadam prayer. So this prasadam prayer, I think it's visible when you see it on your computer. That what it says that Mahaprasad gives us makes us free from the taste of tongue, what it is looking for. The tongue is the sense of taste, which is the most difficult to overcome, most difficult to control. So, but by when we feed prasadam to the tongue, then it gets controlled. When you start eating prasadam, you won't feel like eating anything. That's why Krishna is so merciful that he is giving his own mercy through the prasadam so that we can control. When your tongue is controlled, everything else is controlled automatically, right? So that's why we have to remember to pray the prasadam prayer and being thankful to Krishna. It's saying Krishna Bada Dayama. He's very, very merciful that he's giving us prasadam. Okay, with this we end. Any questions? We're on time. I was planning for 45 minutes.
This is very nicely done.
Okay. I think you have to take the microphone now because people are on the Zoom. I'll stop sharing.
Great. So much for this week. The other thing I also like is one of the slides I think you're showing you're giving an example of gopis.
Yeah.
The wives of the brahmanas, right, who are not giving them the upbringing. So this I was listening to one of the lectures from there he was showing Sharanagati. There he was giving example of Bali Maharaj, where he already committed that vow that I'll give you the 3 steps. And then his guru is telling him that, no, this is Vishnu, he's cheating you, don't do this. The 100th yajna will be failed. In spite there is, Maharaj was telling that, he is Guru Avagya, he says 10 offense, one of the 10 offenses.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But still he became Mahajan because he is listening to Krishna. So, should know when to override the norm. Because when Krishna is saying, just accept it. It overrides all the rules and regulations we know. And that's a great example. They said, oh, Krishna is asking me to give to him.
Very nice. Yeah. Anyone else?
Mataji, I have a question.
Yes.
Mataji, 2 questions I have. One is like, if we have like we are offering fruits at home every day, so like if we have a big watermelon, if we cut half one day and we offered it next day, can we offer the second half or no? Not a good idea. Like that fruit is already offered. I have that question, and I have another question too. So in Ekadashi, can we eat seeds? Can we offer seeds and can we eat seeds during Ekadashi, like chia seeds or pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, all that stuff?
Okay. Very good questions. So first one is watermelon. Yeah, it's a big fruit, right? And you cannot consume in one day. So yes, if you are offering half of it to Krishna and eating it, still the other half you can offer the next day. Okay. And the second question is the seeds on Ekadasi. It depends on what kind of seeds. So Ekadasi, certain seeds are prohibited, like grain seeds, like dal, like lentils or rice or all beans, all the beans. But certain seeds are also possible. Like suppose you can think of a pumpkin seed. Pumpkin seed is coming from the fruit, a pumpkin, right? Pumpkin is allowed in Ekadasi because it's not a beans. And you can eat the seed as well. Okay. And also like the sunflower seed, it's coming from a flower. So you can eat the seed also. Like quinoa is also coming from a flower, and that's why you are able to eat on Ekadasi. And chia seed, actually, I don't know about that. I have never used it. I don't know how the chia seed is created. So I don't have an answer for that. Some people eat, some people don't eat. I've never used it.
Okay. Thank you, Mataji. I will.
Okay. Yes. Like mustard seed is not allowed on Ekadashi. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm asking about the same thing, like that food restriction. Yeah. We have the restriction about like some kinds of food, like for example, it's yeast, right? Bread. So yeast is it's not allowed, but curd there is enzyme too, but it's allowed. And mashur dal, we should not eat that. We should not give the bhoga to Krishna. Um, these are few examples that it's confusing. So what like mushroom, it's not that much conscious food, but it's prohibited. So why all these?
Yeah. Good. So the first one was yours?
Yeast.
Yeast.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeast. When even though you won't believe, day before yesterday I made a dosa batter, and the whole pink yeast was on the top of it. I don't know how it happened. It never happened to me. It was looking exactly like the dry yeast I buy from the store. Because batter happens because of the yeast, right? It gets the yeast from the air, like it gets the bacteria from the air and makes ferment, right? And the yeast is making that fermentation. But I never saw. I should have taken a picture. It was completely pink on the top. It was. I never. It never happened. So now it happened, and I could see the texture. It's exactly like the dry yeast we buy from the store. So dry yeast is allowed for the bread. Yeah, because it's similar to the yeast, it's in the batter or in the yogurt, right? There is no difference in that. So, like, suppose if that I had taken that yeast and dried it up, it would have become the driest from that batter. Yeah. Okay. And then the second thing is, but not the wet yeast. We don't use that, the wet one, only the dry one we use it.
Active dry.
Active dry yeast, yeah, which is active. Yeah. Yeah. Because it's kind of a bacteria which is giving in the yogurt and anything else. Yeah. And what's the second?
Mashur dal.
Masoor dal is prohibited because it has lot of protein, like lot of protein, not protein exactly, but a lot of even the taste like little meat kind of. And also the onion, garlic, mushroom, red lentil has a story about it, how they were evolved. So that is why it is prohibited. So, yes. Okay. Yeah, yeah.
And in Shah.
Yeah, definitely.
So
So
it is in mode of, I mean, that
it's in mode of passion. Yeah, it's mode. Okay, and I'll tell the story. Then the third thing was about mushroom. Mushroom is a plant. We know that, right?
Yeah.
But it is not a plant of creating its own food. Plant makes their own food, right? Plant make their own food from the sunlight by photosynthesis. That's what we read in from childhood. But mushroom is an exception that it does not create its own food. It is dependent on the dead insects. So when there is a filthy place, the mushroom grows. You know? So from the dead insects, it takes the ingredients for it to grow, not from the sunlight by the photosynthesis process. So that is why, even though it is a plant, it is again goes to the mode of passion and ignorance, and it cannot be offered. Yeah. Yeah, the story about the onion, garlic, and red lentils is there was one, it says, it comes in one of the Puranas. I don't remember exactly which Purana. That one time the sages or the Brahmins were doing the fire sacrifice, and their time Veda has recommended Go Medha Yagya, Ashwamedha Yagya, right? For the upliftment of their punyas and to go to higher planetary system. So they were doing the Gomedha Yagya. Gomedha Yagya is where you put a cow in the sacrifice, an old cow, and then you give a new life to that cow. Because normally cow killing is prohibited, right? So the cow, by chanting certain mantras, that cow gets a new life. So one time the Brahmins were doing that Gomedha Yagya, and they went in the noon time, they had put the cow in the fire and they had gone to take bath. Morning, they take 3 times bath, morning, noon, and evening. And that time, one of their wife was pregnant. Like, so the smell started coming, the meat, when it was burning in the fire, right? She got tempted to eat that because, she got the crave because first time she smelled that. So what she did, she took some pieces out to eat it. But by that time when they came, she hid it. And she had not eaten it. but the peace were there with her. And when they came back and chanted the mantra to give the cow a new life, some parts of the body were not there. So they could know something wrong has happened, and they asked the wife. And the wife said, I took it, but I was so scared of you, I put it in the mitti, soil. Like she buried it. So out of that, from the bone, it is said that from the bone, the garlic plant came up. And the flesh with it was there. The onion plant came up. And from the blood of it, the red lentil came up. The red lentil has the same variety as also green lentil, right? Green lentil is fine, which looks exactly same, but the color is different. Yeah. So that is why it is prohibited, because that's why they have the meat kind of smell, right? Onion garlic has the pungent smell, right? Because of that, it is coming from an animal. First, it was evolved like that. So that is why it has a pungent smell. And that definitely, if you're eating the vegetarian food, sattvic food, you don't really need onion garlic, right? In all our temples, Vedic temples, it was always the sattvic food, and you don't need onion garlic, right? But if you're eating meat, then definitely you need onion garlic to enhance the taste, because it is already portrayed, it is already bad, it's stale. So you want to add taste to it, and you have to add some taste which is similar to it, right? Then it acts as a catalyst, onion and garlic. But for vegetables, you don't need really onion and garlic, not at all, because this onion garlic coming to our Indian Vedic food started from the Mughals and the British people. Earlier, it was not there. Whoever was vegetarian, like people used to eat chicken, goat, and all that by doing the fire sacrifice, but they were never eating with the veggies. The onion garlic was not being added. It started with the British and Mughal people. So that's how tea and coffee was introduced in. It was not there earlier because it is an intoxicant. So that's how you should avoid it. So whoever are cooking vegetarian, you really don't need it. You can see the taste is completely the same. You cannot see the difference. Yeah. No, only that masoor dal, red masoor dal. Yeah. Rajma is beans. So okay. Anything else?
माता जी जो अपने गुरु महाराज का प्रणाम मंत्र बोलना है वो पूरा बोलना है कि सिर्फ फर्स्ट 2 लाइंस?
नहीं, पूरा बोलना है. Yeah. Okay. Anything else? Okay. We have now. I had planned for a big workshop because of time, and we are doing a little bit of things. Cooking, so that whatever you understood, the cleanliness and everything, you can do that. And for the cooking here on Saturdays, we are really thankful for so much of you to volunteer for cooking and doing that for last 1.5 years. So I thought this would be helpful to, enhance our practices and continue. So we are really thankful for you to bringing food from home and making it. So when we make this in a proper way, it becomes more better for everybody. Yeah. Because we don't have a kitchen here, we have to still continue that. We're only doing emergency things here. And I am really grateful to all of you for cooking every month or every other month. Thank you so much. Okay, so